Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard Cisneros at your service. Today I'll be reading the August 4th Daily Inspirational Message, the condensed version. It's 2 paragraphs long. Then I'll center myself, say a little prayer, and then make a few comments on the message. And if you find the message of use, please be so kind as to like the video. Thank you for that. Here we go, the title. Taking Back Control from the Ego's Programming. Paragraph 1. The ego has programmed us to believe that its judgment-centric mindset is ours. Therefore, do not be surprised or disappointed in yourself if your first reaction to some form of judgment. Instead, learn to see this judgment as a sign that the ego is thinking for you. For example, when you ask yourself, "What do I want?" the ego usually answers first with a programmed response. So it is helpful to follow that question up with, "What do I really want?" This second question will give you the time to figure out what is truly in your best interest. The follow-up question helps you make sure that you are in control of your thinking, not the ego. The ego answers first in order to make you believe that it is wise and of use to you. If it can convince you of its usefulness, then it can survive and thrive through you. Paragraph 2. Today, let us practice becoming better at distinguishing between our programmed self and our true self. Our programmed self is the ego or false self. When the ego self is thinking or acting for us, in essence, it is living our lives for us. Some of the signs that show you that the ego is in control are when you feel, act, or react with judgment, fear, frustration, anxiousness, anger, or resentment. Some of the signs that show you that your true self is in control are when you feel, act, or react with love's expressions, such as compassion, forgiveness, hope, joy, and peace. If you realize that the ego is in control of your thinking, do not be hard on yourself. Instead, simply recognize what is happening. Then take back control of your mind by aligning your thoughts, words, and actions with your loving nature. Finally, from this loving place, simply make a choice that is in alignment with your true self. All right. Taking back control from the ego's programming. Okay. Today I'm going to make 5 points that I trust will assist both of us in the implementation of today's daily inspiration. Point number 1. Let us set our goal. In each situation or interaction, I am going to practice recognizing when the ego's past programs are in control of my mind and thus of my life. And so in point number 1, we practice becoming more self-aware of when the ego's past programming, not the truth within us, the loving truth within us, is in control of our minds. That's point number 1. Point number 2. Signs that the ego's past programs are in control of your mind and thus thinking is when you're being judgmental of self or others, when you're being critical, when you're frustrated, anxious, fearful, angry, resentful, hateful, jealous, feeling guilt or shame. All those are expressions of the ego's past programmings. All those are in opposition to who you truly are, the love that God created you to be. And so you are love and love's expressions. Anything in opposition to that, that's the ego. So that's point number 2. Take note of the ego's tools and when the ego's thinking for you. Point number 3. Practice when you recognize, point number 2, when you recognize the ego thinking for you, practice not judging yourself for that, but simply coming back to center. Come back to center. Come back to love. From the ego's fear-based, judgment-centric mindset to being the love that God created you to be. And so in point number 3, all we do is practice returning back to center. Return back to being in alignment with the mind of God. And we do so simply by doing the opposite of what the ego recommends. So that's point number 3. Point number 4 is the idea of what do I want, the questions of what do I want and what do I really want. Because of our past programming, a lot of times we're going to answer with the ego's tools first. And so we're going to answer with judging self or others, or being frustrated or anxious or fearful or angry, resentment, or shame or guilt. We're going to answer with that. Okay, that's what I seem to want. I seem to want anger, an anger response to whatever's going on. But in reality, I want forgiveness. So what do I want? Anger. What do I really want is peace. What do I want? Says the ego. Resentment. What do I really want? Is forgiveness. Because that brings me back to peace. What do I want, says the ego? Is being right. What do I really want? Is to be happy and joyful and feeling fulfilled, not in conflict or chaos. And so in point number 4, we ask ourselves, what do I want and what do I really want? And what you usually answer first is the ego's past programming, and so you just simply correct it with what you really want, which is an expression of the love that you are. And the last point number 5. Let us be grateful and learn to be grateful for all those people whose presence in our lives are helping us shift from the ego's fear-based, judgment-centric mindset to your loving nature, to who in truth you are. And so now we don't condemn those who the ego has programmed us to condemn. Now we simply see them as who they truly are. They have volunteered to help us realize that in any situation we can have peace. That in any situation we can choose peace over anger, forgiveness over resentment, being happy over being right. And all this practice, going from the delusion to the truth within us, is thanks to our brother's participation in our experience. And so understanding that, we offer our brothers and sisters gratitude for that practice, for helping us remember who we truly are, for helping us take back control of our minds from the ego's mindset and thinking. And so thank you, Brother A or B. Thank you for helping me shift. Thank you for helping me practice shifting, because the more I practice shifting, the easier it is to shift. And then the more I realize that this right here, the state of love and using love's expressions, is where my mind truly belongs and what I have been put here on earth to be and share. All of us to be and share. Okay, thank you very much for your time. I love you very much, and if you can be so kind as to like the video, I would appreciate that. And I love you, and God willing, we'll see each other tomorrow. Peace.